Alright, so hopefully you guys can hear me well. Wow, excuse you. So, Heroes of Incredible Tales, really quick guide for you, and I'm making this specifically or especially for you, Sis Carolina. Right, so if you're a newbie, I would suggest that. So say for example, I've just created Lucas as my character. So I already have all five. I have all five characters available for me. But say you've got Lucas here, you just tap that arrow button at the upper left corner of your screen, just under your name, and then go to the item guide. Now, if you go to the item guide, under immortal weapon, you would see the best types of weapons. So you'd see the numbers as well at the side that will tell you the kind or the strength of your weapon. If it's 1, it's season 1, and then 2, season 2, and then 3, season 3, meaning, you know, it was released per season, and hopefully they end at season 3. So yeah, looking at this item guide, you'd see that Wild Roar is your best weapon. So if you tap that, you'd see at level 1, this is the stats of Wild Roar, giving you an attack of 24,976. You'd also see check marks at the side of its special stats or additional stats. So every type of weapon, you'd see check mark in particular at what statistic or what metric it's specifying in, or it's specializing in rather. So Wild Roar specializes in really good critical rate. You'd see it at 15.9% and crit damage at 34.2. If you go for Radiant Valor, you'd notice that the attack is relatively higher at 27,000. You'd also see the check mark here, but if you look at the critical rate, Wild Roar has 15.9, which is 4% higher critical rate. The damage as well is at 34.2 for Wild Roar, whereas Radiant Valor has 34.2. Well, it's practically the same. So you could go through the 3. So you've got 3 season 3 weapons, Immortal Heart being the last, and its specialty being critical rate and the attack as well at 27,000. It does say though that Wild Roar is your best bet, simply because it has your highest critical rate and increase crit damage. But if you want to focus more on the attack, it's, you know, feel free to choose Radiant Valor or Immortal Heart. You could also check through the weapon set. You'd notice that you've got 2 types of weapon set that's tagged as best. It's up to you to choose what specific statistics you want your character to have. So for example, if you get the whole set of Wild Roar, if you tap the helm, there's the set effect here at the bottom, right? And it says if you get the full set, for example, or if you get 2 sets of Wild Roar, meaning say you've got the helm and the what is this anyway? The armor, the helm and the armor, or the torso or whatnot. Say you've got them both Wild Roar, then you'll have set 2, which is set increases. It increases critical damage by 50%, and that's a lot. Like, seriously, that's crazy critical damage for you. Imagine if you get the whole set, the gloves and your boots as a Wild Roar, you will get reduced skill cooldown by 1.2 seconds, and for PvP matches, it gives you additional damage equals to 3% of the target's current HP when attacking. So if I have a really high HP, 3% of my HP is added to your attack damage, and that's quite a lot, supposing your enemy has a high HP. So if you wish to get the other best set of armor, you could also do a quick comparison. Say Immortal Heart would give you increased damage by 20% if you have two items of Immortal Heart. If you have 3 items of Immortal Heart, you'll get increases critical rate by 15%. And if you get 4, you have recovers 20% of total HP after damage from a killing blow. This is really, really good if you ask me, because sometimes, especially in not just in PvPs but in doing your normal quests, if you happen to be going against a really, really strong dungeon demon or dungeon master or demon master, I don't know, whatever you call them, like the gods of the dungeons. Anyway, so if they happen to give you a really critical damaging blow, you would recover 20% of your HP, and that could mean life and death for you. Literally. That could also mean 3 stars or 2 stars, it depends, but you know that it really helps finishing a lot of hard quests for you to finish. So yeah, so that's your immortal set. If you want to do a quick comparison, you could go through, say for example, the Helm of Immortal set will give you a defense of 15,312, and you have the check mark for defense and HP. So if you go to the Helm of Wild Roar, so remember Immortal has 15,000, Wild Roar will give you 13,000 of defense. HP is at 9,150. What is the HP for Immortal Heart? It's the same, but Wild Roar will give you an extra attack of 207. If you go to Immortal Heart, the extra attack only gives you 183. So it's really up to you what set you want to choose, depending on how you want to build your character. You also have the accessories. This Warlord's insignia is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous and amazing. Gives you really, really good set effect. For example, critical rate of all skills is increased at 6%, and the damage is at 12%. So that's really good. That's for Lucas. Now, if you have other characters, you could actually go through the rest of the characters. Say if you've got Kiki and you go to weapon, it says here that you've got specifically two S3 weapons that is recommended for you. So you've got your Silver Fox and you have your Disciplinary Thorn. Now, again, just tap through those items and check what stats you specifically want to have your character in your character or added to your character. Also, just to mention while we are at here, you would also see at the lower right corner of your item detail screen the enhanced skill. So each of your characters would have different types of or different sets of skills. For example, well, let me choose my main one. So here's Lena. I am not yet strong, so apologies. Anyway, so Lena, so far I'm at level 60, so I only have the following skills available for me. Now, in my weapon set, if you go to the equipment, I chose specifically Soaring Griffin. It really, really gives me good defense and HP. A little bit of recovery, so it seriously, the recovery, the 20% HP recovery has helped me a lot in a lot of in a lot of tight quests. When I'm in a pinch, it's very, very helpful. So I got Soaring Griffin. I also have Soaring Griffin for my weapon, and my Soaring Griffin has this enhanced skill for Continuous Pierce. Well, no, Continuous Pierce. Yeah, that's more like it. Sorry. Yeah. So if I go to my skill set, you'd notice that there's that enhanced word bracketed underneath the skill, and the damage that this skill gives is crazy. Sometimes I see 8 million, sometimes 10 million critical damage, and it just saves the day. So it's up to you. You know, sometimes it helps to choose based on what specific skill you want to be enhanced, you know, in choosing your weapon. Like for example, the Rage Rampage is actually quite good, but it, you know, it takes a while to get used to it, but it's really, really strong and good, and very high critical damage and critical rate. So if you want this skill, Rage Rampage, to be specifically enhanced, then obviously you'd go for the Janus phase. It's just that for me, I chose Soaring Griffin because Soaring Griffin gives the highest attack and highest critical rate out of all the weapons. But that's just my preference. Right, so that's for the item set, and I think I'll end it for now with this one. So you'd see that I've got a full set of Soaring Griffin. That's why I was able to increase, or I was able to enable. Wow, that's redundant. I have enabled all 4 set effects for my Lina. That's it so far. Oh, we also have the pet option, and your pet could also have the set. You know, they could have this set. I've got Janus weapons and equipment, but anyway, that's for a different tutorial. Thank you so much, Karentina. This is for you, right? So I'm ending this video. This is pretty long, and yeah. Wait, where do I go? Oh, here.